Solo travel in the world is what I've been doing this past year. Seeing beautiful places, meeting unforgettable people, but most importantly, gaining incredible life experiences. And in this video, I will share some of the lessons I learned along the way to hopefully give you guys the head start that I never had. The first lesson I learned was independence. You see, we all believe we're independent. Well, that's until you're 2,000 miles away from home and something goes wrong. You lose something, hurt yourself, or just generally not in a good place. Unfortunately, your friends and family can't help because they're just too far away. And that is exactly the lesson I had to learn the hard way, which is very unfortunate. You see, along my solo travel journey, I had done all them things. Lost items, hurt myself, and been in terrible places. So all this is coming from experience. And here is my example. On my first day of solo travel, I fell before getting on the coach to Barcelona and cut my leg open really deep. But I had no other choice but to get on the coach to Barcelona, which was 6 hours long, because I could not afford another ticket. So I had to apply pressure to stop the bleeding. But the coach was still 6 hours long, so I had a risk of infection. So by the time I got to Barcelona at 6 AM, I went on an adventure to get some medical supplies. But unfortunately, with it being Europe and it being 6 AM, nothing was open. So that put me in a terrible headspace. I was thinking, this is going to be the end of the trip, my leg's going to get infected. I did not know what to do. But then I thought to myself, I can't give up that easily. So I decided on using my broken Spanish to ask people for help. And I finally found someone that had a bandage and an antiseptic wipe, and I was able to clear my leg, giving me the strength to move on. But unfortunately, the next day, I realized my leg was infected. But instead of getting down about it again, getting in a bad headspace, I used my initiative, went to the pharmacy, using my broken Spanish again, got some antibiotic cream and sorted my leg out. You see, I use this as a lesson of independence because I was in a foreign country by myself with a medical issue for the first time and had to use my initiative to solve the problem. It would have been very easy for me to give up and quit, but instead I carried on and prospered, and I've done a lot more traveling since. There's literally a crow up there, man. It needs to shut up so I can do this video. Jeez. Number 2 is the dangers of the world. You see, the world is such a beautiful place, but a very ugly one at the same time. For every good thing happening, there's also a bad happening at the exact same time. For example, someone might be given to charity, but someone is taken from charity at the same time. That might be a very weird example, but you get what I mean. I've experienced a lot of bad stuff during my travels, from robberies to scammers to even the fact I was jumped in Poland, which resulted in me having a broken jaw. I believe I've seen it all, mate. All these things might seem terrible, in which they are, but in hindsight, they were lessons I had to learn to understand the dangers of the world and how to avoid them. Not walking alone at night, making sure you're always on your guard, and being aware of the type of people you're talking to. If you're aware of these 3 things, you'll generally be able to avoid danger. And number 3 is people. And what do you mean by that, you may be asking? I mean people. We're all the same species, but there is just so many different types of individuals in the world with different stories, different outlooks, and different sense of humors. That's the beautiful thing about solo travel. It introduces you to all these amazing personalities. But don't get me wrong, I have met some crazy people. So if you're an introverted person, this is something that will get you out of your shell. You see, when I was solo traveling at first, I was very introverted. It took me a while to even want to socialize with people in the hostels, etc. But when I finally decided, right, I'm going to go and make some friends, it was the best decision I've ever made. Hearing stories of people that have traveled the globe and done the most spontaneous activities, to people that are in the exact same boat as me, and it was the first backpacking trip. Sounds like I'm in a zoo, bro. Making that decision to come out my shell and talk to people is now my favorite thing about solo traveling. Meeting people. It's the highlight of my day, is talking to someone in a hostel that's from South America and has just packed their bag and come to Europe. Those type of stories brighten your day. And being able to socialize with different people, meet people from all different walks of life, which makes you understand humans to a very high degree. So there are 3 different lessons that I have learned solo traveling. If you would like any more videos like this, comment down below. And if I helped you at all, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel, because that's what I'm all about, solo travel and helping you guys get on your way. But yeah, I know it was a different type of video to what you guys are used to, and there was birds chirping in the background. But other than that, I'll be back to the vlogs next week, and that's about it, guys. See ya.